even he didn't have any religious or mystical overtones.
But he created an organization. You see, he talked of bringing about a transformation, radical transformation, a mutation of mind. I am saying that there is no such thing as mind at all. And all that talk of bringing about a radical mutation is bullshit. It's guff and nonsense. You see, there is nothing there to be transformed. This is what I have found. You know? So when once that is a fact, all these talks of radical transformation has no meaning at all. So what
He also talked
what
about
it means?
nothingness. He also talked about nothingness.
How can you talk of nothingness and build tremendous philosophical structure on that void, the nothingness, you see the emptiness? You see the fact that you are talking about nothingness means that this structure which is interested in experiencing that nothingness is very much there. Those people who come and tell me, I was in a thoughtless state. How the hell do you know that you were in a thoughtless state? The thought was very much there.
Yes. Witness is there.
You can do. Collective action means war. I have the answers for the solutions and you have the answers for the solution. Take for example, the two systems, political systems, rival systems that are there in the world. The Western democracy, freedom and all that kind of a stuff, and the communism on the other side, they have both been telling us that if the world followed our system, political ideology, the problem of starvation will continue. And these people are telling the same story. To solve the problem of starvation, these two superpowers end up in a battlefield and destroy life and property. The starvation is still there. Why is it? Why is there starvation in the United States, the world's richest country? How can you justify that either in the name of religion, or in the name of democracy, or in the name of freedom? There is no justification for you to say, we haven't had enough time. You see, in this country, 42 years this country has been a free country. You know? How can you justify? They created a mess for us, you know. You don't expect saintly deeds from the politicians. And so that is all that they can do. It is not they. It is the whole system that is corrupt. He will be corrupted. You know? So why talk against corruption? No, I am not condoning corruption. You don't know. The corruption there in the West, especially in the United States, is on gigantic scale. Not petty corruption, you see, that we have in this country. You know? Why? It's not going to disappear. You can't wish it away. So why are we condemning corruption? Yesterday, the Patriot man was here. You asked me something. You said corruption and all that kind of thing. I am not condoning corruption. Please don't get me wrong. The system is corrupt. The religious thinking of man corrupted the human mind. I'm not anti-religious, you see. So any teacher that comes and tells that you can change something is adding to that momentum. So the world has got to be saved from the saviors of mankind.
But
That's all I know. All right, may I answer that question? I purposely avoided that question. Yesterday somebody asked me, you can put it there. This is my answer to that. You see, I don't know, I haven't seen her, I haven't met her for a long time. And there is one Bhagwan there in Pune, who was there in the United States. He's telling the white world that Reagan and the Attorney General of the United States poisoned his food. Why do you swallow that kind of a thing? And if this woman says, a helpless woman says, that Amitabh Bachchan is poisoning her food, what is the difference between the two? Why do you condemn her and call her a madman? Why don't you call her a madman and put him in the loony bin where he will sing the loony tunes and loony melodies?
so you are saying that she is not.
I'm not saying, but why do you tolerate that kind of a thing? Huh? He's an enlightened man. He's a God man. And he's telling the whole wide world. What makes you think that Reagan is interested in poisoning his food? He's a madman. Now, I don't condemn anybody. See, now that you have brought up this subject, he gave me 4-5 lectures against me when all these movie stars walked out of him. He walked out on him or whatever. So, why do you tolerate, why do you dictate, why to that kind of a thing? And why do you condemn this poor woman and call her a mad woman? Huh? Both are in the same frame of mind. Huh? That's why I answer. I don't know. I haven't seen her. I haven't met her. I haven't even heard of her. I can't say that because when I was in Bombay, her secretary called me.
She looks horrible, at least.
I don't know.
It's become very, very plump.
Yeah. Then, here's this mad world. It is indeed a mad world.
She issued a 1,000 word,
1,500
page, 1,500 page statement, which is all about information.
And why is the press exploiting it? Put that there. Why is the press exploiting the plight of that woman? I want to know. Because you are going to sell all these books and all these papers. I haven't met her, so I can't say anything.
No, but at one point of time she was
She was with me.
Yeah.
Yes, and she
When
said something there in the paper that I'm the only enlightened spiritual man in the whole world. You think I take it as a compliment? No. No, that was a long time ago, 5 years ago. She stayed with me in the United States, she stayed with me in India. She was a sweet little girl, but unfortunate.
What did you mean, Steve?
When you asked me about Parveen Bobby, you said that question is inevitable. I haven't seen her, I haven't heard from her or even heard
He
of
has
her.
another line which we tell you
I
that
know.
he gave a discourse.
Yeah,
No, I said that Rajneesh says that President Reagan and Attorney General of the United States poisoned their food. Why don't you call that madman a madman? Huh? And why this poor girl is harassed by the press? Huh? I want to know.
You have a soft corner for her.
I don't have any soft corner for her. You see, the press has no business you see, to exploit the situation of that woman. That's all that I am.
but she is issuing a statement herself.
Is that right? Because you want it is mutual exploitation.
But I think even Mahesh Bhatt ranted against you at one point of time.
You should ask him.
When was it? I don't
In some films, I think it was.
Who, Mahesh?
I don't think so.
He is Lakshman Raika, he puts, he doesn't.
Anyway, these
Does he
are.
still stay? Does he still meet you, Mahesh Bhatt?
Mahesh Bhatt is always with me. He's writing articles. Sunday Observer carried a piece on me written by Mahesh Bhatt. You are not a nice man. That's enough. So what kind of a magazine it is? Sunday magazine?
Yes.
Can you make any honest about it? You see. And so you may have had sick and you are sick and tired of this fellow. So you are looking for a new subject. Right. Huh?
Right.
You see, this is not a motiveless thing that I am doing. My motive is to use you to express myself in a different way. A religious man comes and talks to me and he thinks I am saying the same thing as the Krishna. You see, I have failed so far to give a feel of it, you see, to the people who have come to see me. And so those people, I don't know how religious you are, you see, but anyway, you are not here to get anything from me. So I want, you see, to use that medium to put across to the reader that this has absolutely no religious content, what I have stumbled into, what I have. If it fails, it fails. You see, I am not interested in freeing anybody from any guru, from anything they want to. It's an unnecessary extra baggage for me. I don't want. So there is no point in my trying to tell the world that you are in a sorry state of affairs. They are not going to listen to me either. As long as I am not a threat, you see, they will tolerate. The moment I become a threat, they will find some way of liquidating it. I am not interested. They say, don't talk, I don't talk. I am not a martyr. I am not interested in martyrdom at all. You see, if any opportunity arises, this is what I have come into, and we are heading in a very disastrous place. For you to say the situation is. That's all.
So I attended I listened to the interview you gave to Rajiv Mehra.
Yes.
Again, there the feeling was that you go around in circles and circles. Difficult to pinpoint what you are saying or what your message is.
You see, it all depends upon you, what you bring out of me. I'm not blaming you, please don't get me wrong. There are so many interviews in American TV. So,
No, what he says is, you are running around in circles.
what circle?
He is not running around.
You see, what I'm saying is not a logically ascertained premise. That's all. You see, that is, I am
You
not...
mean to say, what is the source of his statement?
No, not this one.
Not the source, but what he actually is saying or what his message is, or if he is saying anything.
No, I'm saying a lot.
That depends on you, what questions you
I'm
ask.
saying a lot here. You can't say that I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing out the absurdity of your trying to solve your problems through the help of those people who are selling the shoddy piece of goods in the marketplace. If you want to live in hope and die in hope, it is your privilege. I am not here to save you from any harm. That's all. So, this is not something that is born out of the logical thinking. So, you see, what I am trying to say is undermining your logic there, your tremendous faith in logic as the instrument of understanding again. You understand that? You see, that is really the problem there. You know, you may have faith in logic, but logic is the instrument of power for you. You use that as an instrument of power to convey something and to win somebody over to your point of view. I am saying that I have no point of view, and what is your point of view? You say if life is run on logic, you are kidding yourself. Life is not run on logic. Whoever talked of rationality, and man is a rational being, made the most absurd and irrational statements. I don't see any rationality in your life. I don't see any logic in your life. And why you are telling yourself and telling me that the life is run on logic? I want to know.
What's your problem?
My problem is that you are most illogical and absurd. To tell me that life is run on logic. Thank you, that's enough I suppose. I wish you would...
You can go on, sir. What is
I can go on, he can go on, that's enough. That's enough. We got something very interesting there. Why, he writes like this, the feeling script, frames and then flashback.
I like that.
Yeah, because you see, there is no point. If you want to live in hope and die in hope, it will be your privilege. And I don't want to take away that hope from you. And I don't have any illusion that I will succeed. Thank you, sir.